Welcome back, folks, to a world of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today's build and play guide is on the Japanese tech tree battle carrier, Dewa. And this is, again, like Suwa, in Izuma Hall, right? It's an Izuma. In fact, this one's even closer to Izuma because it has even the same guns. It just has one less turret, essentially. That being said, like the Tier 7, this is a good ship. However, it is, even though on paper all the stats are better, because you're at Tier 8 in Dua, it struggles a little bit more with all the ships that overmatch it right now. Um, Whereas at Tier 7, you don't really have that issue. It's pretty easy to go bow in on it, right? That being said, we're using a free to play commander because it's a tech tree ship, and we're using is the Jizubaro Azawana. Listen, I'm gonna slaughter everything in this video. Andrew Cunningham with the Ravel. We're using Ghost Fleet Maneuver along with Agile Seagull, Flammable Cannoneer on second thought in Hidden Hand. Any one of these perks on the fourth row are worth taking if it's your playstyle. I could see the argument for all of them. Honestly, it's nice to have to save up an extra airstrike if you're not able to use it. So that's the route I go. All right, so that's just for me. That being said, for our modifications, we're doing aiming systems mod 1, prop, and concealment is always in 2 and 3. The last slot, main battery, mod 3 as well. If you want, you can upgrade that by hitting square or X on PlayStation. For your loadouts, you have 3 respectable heals for Japanese. And then you could get 5 if you took Master Mechanic. You do have enhanced secondary targeting, and because you play this pretty aggressive and close in, a lot of times you will actually be using this quite a bit. Survivability, 83,000 health. The aircraft here, as you can see, we'll go over to this one here for the drops. Very similar to the Tier 7. The ship plays exactly like the Tier 7, essentially. However, you do get another torpedo on this. The drops are going to be similar. I do like this ship, um, but because it's at Tier 8, the 16-inch guns are a little bit lackluster compared to. Not saying they're not good, because they absolutely are. However, they're not big caliber by any means at this tier anymore, right? So these are 10th year type 10 or the type ones. So these are the 410s that are on Azuma, except for these have better accuracy all around, a better dispersion, better shell grouping. The reload is not too bad. Obviously, it's a little bit slower because it does have airstrikes, obviously. So obviously not very similar to Sua, right? Like you're going to be using AP most of the time, except for them times where you might get a bunch of floods on your torpedo drop. You may want to start some fires. Most of the time, though, you're going to be definitely leading in the AP. Bunch of secondaries, but they're all close in. AA defense after it gets upgraded is a little bit better, as you guys can see. The range goes down after the upgrade here, but it then goes up at your 3.5. So you lose, you do get a little bit more at a little bit more range. So, but it's not crazy, but it will take down planes. Maneuverability 26 knots. The rudder is not great, but however, because you play this bout in quite a bit, prop mod is the way to go still, even though the rudder is atrocious on it. The turning circle for tier 8, not terrible. Concealment, not, I mean, pretty middle of the pack. A little bit on the high side, I guess, 13.6. So it's a battleship. You're not sneaking up on a dead moose in open water, right? So our stats, this guys, I listen. It pains me to even look at this, and this has nothing to do with the ship. Okay. I think most matches, I think there was two or three that we weren't at legendary tier, which this is fine. It can play at legendary tier. It's just it's not as strong as it is at tier 8 or 7, right? Um, Especially the bout in playstyle. So if you end up coming against, all the 18.1-inch guns or bigger, right? You do want to angle. You don't want to just go bow in. And to be fair, it's been rough. It, well, I don't have to say, if you're averaging 100,000 and 1.2 potential damage in a battleship, you're doing your job. Okay. Um, it has been absolutely rough today. I think I've won 4 out of 27 games today. It's rough. It's Monday for me. So you guys saw it in the stream. It continued on afterward. So the ship itself is fine. You can see 47% gun accuracy. These things are not bad. Again, this ship, because of how Japanese dispersion works, and this is clearly Japanese dispersion, like Aki and Suwa and Issei. Even though Aki has improved Japanese dispersion, it still gets a little bit messy up close, right? But you do need to play these aggressively. Um, and as you guys can see here, we've done okay, right? But the armor here, almost identical to Suwa, or the tier 7 in Azuma, except for the big chunky part on the back that Azuma doesn't have. But you should be absolutely 100% used to this already, having played. If you played the tier 7, it's exactly the same. You have a turtleback, but that will not save you. If you go broadside, you will die in this, and you will die quickly. However, you're gonna it is tanky if people don't overmatch you, but when they overmatch you, you have that citadel, right? This is 32, so any of the big guns, the 18, the Yami or bigger guns, are gonna go through. So Musashi, Yami, Aki, Incapable, them type ships, right? Gonna go through, and you do have a pretty big target right behind there. So just remember that when you're playing it, guys. As we start the match, it's disclaimer time. This is a beginner's video meant to help people new to the ship or new to the game. This is not meant for professional gamers that know everything there is to know about everything in the universe. There are multiple ways to play and build this ship, and I am an above average player, not the world's best. I make mistakes. You may see one in this match. You didn't come here for pronunciations. I'm as good as anybody at slaughtering beautiful languages all the time. That being said, we are at Warrior's Path, and this is going to be the best destroyer player we have on our team. Or that I've had all day. Not complaining. It's been a rough day, and it happens. Okay, so instead of playing this ship 40 matches and getting mad at the game, I just tried to do what I could in this match, and I decided after this match that this is the one I was going to showcase because I just couldn't do. I needed a break, right? And like I said, didn't want to get all mad. It's a game. We're going to take a shot here at Hector, but as you can hear, somebody else takes a shot and obviously lets him know. So he's going to stop right off the bat. That Hector is actually a good player. He's part of Hall Crushers, as you can see. Also, there's a division over here, right? So we get a torpedo hit on one of the battleships. There's actually someone not spotted here, by the way, in the middle of the map. I obviously guess there's another battleship here. Black gets himself spotted. We're going to go ahead and switch over to our HE we have on second thought, so only going to take us 10 seconds. Was going to actually shoot my AP, but I thought, man, if I hit him, it's going to hurt a lot more if we do. But actually, the shells don't look bad, but they all launch short. We do help take out Black. Now, this is the problem. Our destroyer is going to go sit behind an island. I'm not making this up. And ask for help. True story. He's gonna sit behind this island and ask for help. Right? We don't know what's all behind that island right now. Obviously, then we see the third battleship, right? And you can't just charge in with this ship. It's tough. But if I go charging in, you're gonna see what happens to our teammates. We do our airstrike drop. You guys are gonna be able to see. I can't go charging in forward, right? We get a good, nice little hit on the ship charging in. Our Carnot has lost all his health charging in, right? It's just, when there's a division, a couple good players, you just can't. You got to be smart, all right? So, and this ship plays very much like Sue. We're going to go ahead and start to move up. I can see now our destroyer, to his credit, actually does come out from the island and starts a spot. I can see where everybody is. All right, I can manage a 1v3 if I know where people are, kind of, right? Like, I can make it so it's only, I can limit who's going to shoot at me, but without any spotting whatsoever, I'm not charging right in, right? I'm not charging into, well, this would have been 4 guys before the Sua goes down, or the Dewa goes down, sorry. And he's asking for my help. I'm on my way. I'm coming now that I know what's here. We're going to push up now. To be fair, though, I don't understand why our ships are pushing up so much. This is what gets you in trouble in these matches. Right? And again, that's going to be a showcase of in this match here. But we take a shot at Hector. To be fair, I wanted that destroyer to push up earlier so I could have spotted Hector and got rid of Hector early. Because Hector's a real problem here. Right? He's a cruiser. He's going to be able to just bob and weave and being annoying at range. Our destroyer wanted to shoot off its guns behind an island. It happens, okay? Not mad. Just saying, like, I can't rush into all this stuff, right? And you can't, no matter how tough a ship is. And this is an incredibly tough ship. Now, if everything in the lobby overmatches you, it's going to be rough. And you got to know your armor. Right? And we'll see that play a factor. This is a pretty good showcase of the ship anyway. Here, I take a shot. Listen, that player's good. There's no reason to be chasing him off the map, but what I'm trying to do is get around. I was trying to get around these guys' on their broadside while they fought my teammates, but both my teammates died. So we're just doing with what we can. Our destroyer here. He knows where these battleships are. All right? He clearly knows where these battleships are. There is no reason to do what he does next. Also, we clearly see a pretty good opportunity to drop these guys. The one guy out of the division is gone. It's just the Lepanto now. And I kind of foresee what happens. I know what's going to happen here, and you guys are going to see I take a shot I normally wouldn't because of that. We're going to go ahead, drop, and actually not hit a single one. I don't know how that missed everything that was over there, but they did a good job at avoiding them. All right, on our airdrop. And these airdrops are 13-3 after the upgrade. You can see I know what's going to happen. This destroyer is going to get caught between the whole team. I'm going to try to shoot and kill Hector. I know there's a battleship backing up towards me. There's just nothing I can do, right? I have to try to do something. And sure enough, our destroyer gets himself spotted, right? I'm not kidding. This guy's going to be second on the team. And he didn't play awful either, to his credit. He wanted to shoot his guns, and he also got just a little bit aggressive, wanting to get in close. I respect that. I'm not mad. But we're going to mess up anything that this destroyer basically puts in front of us that we can shoot. Outside of a kiting destroyer, we're going to take, right, a Lepanto is actually angled. Our destroyer wants help on the cruiser, but he could have had that earlier. We're going to go ahead, hit him again. We're not aiming the belt there. We're actually aiming into the back of the ship there. And the reason for that is he's angled enough where we're not going to get through the belt. However, we're going to get On the stern, we can, the way he was angled, we're going to get through and do some full pins there. Obviously, even against all three of these guys here, we're holding our own here. Taking another good shot on the best we can on Lepanto. You can see when we get close up, though, some of our shots, right? They're kind of, it's got that close Japanese dispersion. But in the meantime, there's a Duncan here, and we just hit him with 4 torps, and we've hit 17 of our torps, right? Our airstrikes. And listen, this is why it's important to know what you guys overmatch in a bow-in fight, right? We know we overmatch Duncan, and we just smash him with a Citadel right through the front. All right. And again, he doesn't learn his lesson. We're going to go ahead and smash him right through the front. Again, like, you just... If this had been an American battleship, he would have obviously been dead. Our Loyaling, or that Loyaling, I thought for sure was going to die with them guys over there. He's not. We're going to go ahead and like I said, Duncan didn't really learn his lesson on this, but he was not the ship I was worried about. And to be honest, we're just going to fast forward because from here on out, I don't see a single ship the rest of the time until I'm dead. The Hayate does a good job spotting for Hector, even trying to dodge torps and stuff. It doesn't matter. There's nothing I can do here. Obviously, losing like this, I had to try to do something, and Hector just sits in the smoke and kills me while I do try to torp him. But kudos to Hayate spotting for his teammates. It would have been maybe a little bit nice, but a good showcase to the ship. I couldn't have done any more than what I did in that match. If I was able to see something and take a quality shot on it, we murdered it, right? So obviously, it doesn't look good. It's only a 1,500 score, but we had an AFK player. And listen, we put what was in front of us, and that's all I've been able to do in this ship today, guys. And it's been rough. There's been matches where I've only seen 2 opponents, and then I just been torped to death and put on fire. So in this ship, so not a bad ship, just rough day, or I guess rough day at the office, quote unquote. But like I said, not complaining. It just a good showcase of the ship. I did what I could with it, and you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time, folks.